Oh yeah. Ooh, now this is customer service. Holy fuck.
I was given this opportunity from SlimeVR themselves to shine a light on this product. These trackers were sent to me by SlimeVR for free, no strings attached. So in this review, all of the opinions and experiences are straight from me. And if I do get some of the information incorrect, you are very welcome to correct me in the comment section down below. So what are SlimeVR trackers? SlimeVR trackers are a full body tracking solution that do not require any base stations in order to operate, and that is thanks to how they work. The trackers use IMUs, aka inertial measurement unit sensors, that send data through your Wi-Fi router in order to track your body movements inside the SlimeVR application. And no, you do not have to have good internet speeds to make these trackers work. They work through your router's data transfer capability, not through your internet. I have seen quite many people ask this question in other reviews down the line, and I wanted to clear that out now. Now to the pros and cons of the trackers. In this comparison chart against the HTC Vives and the Tundra trackers, well, you yourself can see what is better or worse. But there is one con of the trackers that in my opinion has been painted so dramatically to be the no-go for slime trackers, and that is the drifting. Because slime trackers use IMUs, not base stations that use light-emitting sensors to get the most precise tracking, with the IMUs comes the drift. And that is when you use them for a certain amount of time, you can see the tracking drift to some direction. And what this usually means is that you would need to recalibrate pretty often in order to, well, not look like a bag of noodles. But in the SlimeVR application, there is a feature called the tap reset, which is when you tap one of your trackers, commonly the chest tracker, it resets the tracking position automatically, making the drifting not a problem, at least for me. AKA, every time you see one of your body parts not where it should be, you can just tap that bad boy and you're good to go. There's also another thing, that is the setup. With Valve trackers and Tundras, the setup is pretty simple, plug and play. With Slimes on the other hand, there is some extra steps in it. There's the application and the whole process of plugging every tracker in and out, configuring the positions where the trackers are on your body, the body measurement process where you need to do a silly little dance in order for the application to measure your body parts, to make a VR skeleton of that it then tracks. All that sounds kinda intimidating, right? Well, don't you worry, the setup process was automatic and pretty simple. On average, what I hear, it should take about 15 to 20 minutes to get everything working. Personally, because, well, my own stupidity at times, it took me a couple of hours. But I would have gladly spent many more to have these bad boys working. There's also the worry that I've seen from people on the internet about the precision of the tracking. What you can also see from the chart, that the trackers are not as precise as Valve or Tundra trackers. Personally, I have not seen a difference, but at the same time, I have used Vive trackers exactly once, so I'm not the best person to ask about a comparison for that. Now some of you are probably thinking, oh, and here comes the biggest con, that is the shipment delays, but no. I am proud to announce that SlimeVR started to work with other companies or a company to assemble and ship these trackers faster to the customers. And what I have seen from the developer updates in the official SlimeVR Discord server, if all goes well in the next 2 or 3 shipments, they should be up to date with current orders. And what would that mean is that the known wait time of 2 to 5 months would finally be history. What I've been seeing, SlimeVR has ramped up production significantly. And again, if all goes well, you wouldn't need to wait so long to get those sweet trackers. And now for the pros. Oh baby. The slime trackers give you a battery life of 15 hours compared to the about 7 and above hours from Valve or Tundra. They also do not have any occlusion, and if you don't know what that is, it is when your tracker stops tracking your movement. Usually happens to trackers that use base stations, and if you move out of the play space or cover the trackers with a blanket or anything, the base station will not be able to see the tracker, what makes it then lose the tracking. With slimes on the other hand, there's no base stations. So you can be under a blanket, inside of a barrel, I don't know why you would be in one, but either way it would not lose its tracking. Then there's probably the biggest pro, the price. You can get a whole lower body set that is 5 trackers to track your feet, your knees and your waist for just about 200 bucks. And if you are someone like me who owns a Quest headset and who just doesn't have about 400 bucks to drop into just the base stations alone, I highly recommend getting the slime trackers. And even the full body set that includes the chest and the elbow tracking as well will still be cheaper than buying 2 base stations and 3 trackers from Vive or Tundra. And then the tracking quality. Well, as I said previously, I'm not the best person to ask for the comparison when it comes to tracking quality between slime trackers or Vives, as I do not own Vive trackers myself. But what I can say is that while I have tested these trackers for about 3 months, people have been shocked by the tracking quality of the slimes when they have heard that they were in fact the slime trackers. And like the title states, new and improved, SlimeVR have changed their tracker cases into new polycarbonate cases that are way more durable, a lot more shinier, if you care about that, and well, stain and scratch resistant. At least when I have dropped and hit these trackers on various surfaces so far, I have not seen a single scratch on them. And the probably biggest physical complaint about the trackers that I've heard from other reviewers is the extension cable. What I have seen and heard is that the last edition extension cable would break very easily from the wire connection point without even that much stress put into them. The new ones do not look that much different from the old ones, except when you look into the connection point of the wires, you can see that it's been sealed with epoxy. And I can say with experience that these do not break easily. This cable has been very harshly tugged on, bended into other realities, and more. But still, the wires are firmly in place. And like I said, I've been using these trackers for approximately 3 months, and my overall review is that they are absolutely f***ing amazing. The overall build quality feels pretty premium even for the price tag, which was kinda surprising, not gonna lie. And when I say that these trackers have been through some shit, I mean it, because you know exactly how I've been trying these trackers out. By drinking copious amounts of alcohol and passing out on the club floor. But jokes aside, the overall setup process was kinda confusing due to the lack of easily understandable instructions, like for example in one of the steps of body proportion measurement, which was mostly automatic, I'll give you that, but the instructions for that silly little configuration dance were in the form of a text, and that was kinda confusing. Thankfully, the community inside of SlimeVR Discord server was always more than happy to help with any problems that I had. And a special thanks go to the lovely ZRock that helped me a little bit with the entire process and gave me some tips in getting the best tracking quality possible, and also for letting me use their footage in this video. So thank you, ZRock. If you are more interested when it comes to the whole process of configuration and all that, and some dances as well, I heavily recommend going to check out ZRock's channel that is in the description down below. If you are interested in slime trackers yourself, but you have a bunch of questions, don't be afraid to ask those in the SlimeVR Discord server. I gotta say that the community around SlimeVR really shocked me, in a good way. The amount of passion that people have for SlimeVR and these trackers is so refreshing to see in today and age. From the people that help each other to make their own trackers and all the people that are just, lovely. Overall, I am glad to be a part of this community. The overall setup to get the slimes working the best they can be very frustrating and time consuming. I mean, yes, when you have gotten them work the best they can, then it's just a plug and play. But if you are someone who just wants full body tracking for the casual use and you have the money, then probably the ease of valves and tundras are for you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get the slime trackers because the configuration can be frustrating. Personally, I would choose the slime trackers over tundras or vives in any situation really. I've gotten so used to using them at this point, and for me the pros outweigh the cons by a mile. Just the fact that I don't need to charge my trackers while I'm in VR is enough for me to choose the slimes every single time. But again, make sure to go check out ZRock's channel and the official SlimeVR Discord server in the description down below. And thank you again, Slime, for this opportunity to show light on this amazing product on this channel. I give SlimeVR trackers the official Gago approves star. And if you have any questions when it comes to the experience of using the slime trackers, leave a comment. That's being said, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.